I'm just waiting to see somebody log in on whatever. Waiting for the notifications to go out and get a few people here before I start. Thanks for coming in. Welcome to Snack Vegan. We're eating cheap. Eating on the cheap doesn't have to kill you. Okay, well, there's a few of us here. So for those who are following along, to pick up where I left off about Patti being in the hospital. Patti was discharged today, and she has the diagnosis of aphasia, dementia. I will type that here. So you can see it. And what just blows me, now y'all know I love her. I'll do anything I can do for her for as long as I can do for her. But check this out. So the hospitalist, whose name was Dr. Sheddy, Sheddy, he says, she cannot be left alone. She must be supervised. I said, you realize she has no family here, right? She has Medicaid. They don't cover home health care without a waiver. And from what the social worker told us, that could take a month or two if they approve the waiver. And the first available appointment to get her the rest of the testing, which is first there's a consult. Second appointment, which is probably going to be about 3 weeks or 4 weeks out from there, is going to be a 2-hour test. And then about another 3 or 4 weeks out of that is going to be another 3-hour test. That's going to put us into late November. First available appointment, October 13th or 14th. What in the ever-loving capital EFF is supposed to happen between now and then? I'm like, so I'm her friend and I am her medical contact. I am not a trained caregiver. I'm not a trained caregiver. I am not a relative. Her living relative sister has dementia and is 76 years old and lives in Florida, COVID-infested Florida. And you're just going to discharge her and say, what the F ever, man? Don't leave her alone. What? I had a cap on my head all day. Forgive me. I have a lot to say. And I have more questions than answers. And I don't have any options but to leave her alone. I can't be with her 24/7. I can't even be with her but eight hours a day. Today I got there at visiting hours at 10. They discharged her about 12:15. And I stayed with her until about 8. But I can't do that every day. I can't. So tomorrow, Susan helped me with like a tank of gas and a half, and Maria Lewis helped me with a tank of gas. And then today, she needed to have a refill. She needed to have her prescription filled that her insurance didn't cover. And that was just $4. It was no big deal. But then, I had to go get her a pill box so I could do her medicines for her. And then they told me I'm supposed to take all the medicine bottles away and bring them home with me after I do her pill box. So, I told her I'd have to bring them. Oh, no, they stay in my bottom drawer. They're fine. They're good. That's where they're always at. And I said, yeah, but you have a pill box now. So before I left, I made sure she took her bedtime medicine. And she reached for the box. She goes, oh my God, I got to take all this medicine. I'm like, no, just Wednesday bedtime. That scared me. I'll walk out the door. She going to take all the fucking pills or what? Neighbor across the hall says she, check on her before bedtime. I did stay there, and she cooked dinner. She made I don't know what you want to call it, a taco salad without the salad. I made sure that to see if she was. I'd sat there and watched her do it. I didn't do anything for her. She turned the oven on. She read directions on the box. She did this. She did the ground beef. She turned the stove off after she was done. And I washed all the dishes afterwards. And then she took a shower. And then that's when I saw that she was settled and had her medicine. And then I left. But we made her bed. We made her bed together because she had washed the sheets and we were just putting the sheets back on. And right now, this is early stages. It's only going to get more complicated. Also, they said, and I'm going to have a cigarette, so if you don't like that, then just get over it. And if you're with the housing authority, you're just going to have to suck it up as a special circumstance. But it blew me away when he said she can't be left alone. I said, well, who's going to take care of her? I mean, she can come spend the night with me, like maybe 3 times. We're not even supposed to have our own family member visit more than 14 days a year. Of course, anybody that would challenge that, and my son come to visit, they could pretty much just kiss it because he's going. If he can stay longer, I want him to stay longer. But the point is, we're in government housing, and we're not supposed to have overnight visitors for more than 14 days in a row, or 14 days a year. A year. Doesn't matter if it's the same person or different people or whatever. 14 days a year, we can have an overnight guest. What if I want to get laid? I mean, really. That'll never happen. But just saying. I'm so tired. So that's what it is. Aphasia, dementia. And no follow-up doctor, no testing. The testing is supposed to tell us whether she can take care of her personal affairs or not. So far, she has. But with each passing day, things become complicated. I mean, it went from 0 to right now in a week. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. From just regular Patti to this. And one of my subscribers mentioned aphasia in a comment, and you were spot on. And it only deals with her speech right now and decision making. Let me go get the piece of paper. Hold on. Where's Austin? Oh, I can just read it to you so I don't screw things up. kidding. Neuropsych, October. That's just the consult. October 14th. Online. That's their first available. Aphasia is damage to the part of your brain that you need to communicate. For most people, that area is on the left side of the brain. Aphasia does not affect your intelligence, but you may struggle to talk, understand speech, read, or write. Aphasia can happen to anyone at any age, but is most common in older age. She's 64. Causes: an interruption of blood supply to the brain, stroke, is the most common cause of aphasia. Any disease or disorder that damages the communication area of the brain can cause aphasia. This includes brain tumors, brain injuries, brain infections, progressive diseases of the nervous system, neurological disorders. Risk factors: you may be at risk for aphasia if you have had any trauma, disease, or disorder that damaged the communication area of the brain. They did not tell us she had a stroke from the MRI. They did say it was aphasia, dementia, and it was in the frontal part of her brain, not the left side. That's not what they told us. They told us the frontal part. Signs and symptoms: aphasia may start suddenly if caused by a stroke or brain injury. Aphasia caused by a tumor or a progressive neurological order may start gradually. She doesn't have a tumor. They checked that out. The condition affects people differently. Signs and symptoms of aphasia include trouble finding the right word. That's check. Using the wrong words. Check. Talking in sentences that do not make sense. Check. Making up words. So far, no. Being unable to understand other people's speech. Check. Having problems writing, spelling, or reading. So far, no. She wrote out an envelope today. We went by and picked up a money order and for her washer and dryer rental. And she wrote out the envelope correctly. And she put the stamp on it. I even let her go in the store by herself to the convenience store and get the money order by herself to make, see if she's capable of doing that. And she did. And it was the exact right amount. And she did it. Then she came home and we wrote out the envelope and put a stamp on it and walked down to the mailbox and we mailed it. So she's not having problems writing, spelling, or reading so far. Having trouble with numbers. She does Sudoku like you would not believe. She's like master level Sudoku. She showed me this book tonight. There was 2 pages in there that was some kind of super Sudoku challenge that had just had her stumped and stumped and stumped and stumped. And all the rest of the book was filled correctly. I checked the answers in the back. But she doesn't. She'll sit there and watch TV and just do Sudoku. Amazing. And then having trouble swallowing. As far as I know, she doesn't have trouble swallowing. Diagnosis. Your healthcare provider may suspect you have aphasia if you lose the ability to speak or understand language. You may need to see a specialist, speech and language pathologist, to help determine the diagnosis of aphasia. She did have that. She had a speech therapy lesson or session this morning in the hospital. So the person may do a series of tests to check your ability to speak and express ideas. And then it says, or make conversation and understand speech, read and write. The treatment, in some cases, aphasia may improve on its own over time. Let's cross our fingers. Treatment for aphasia usually involves therapy with a pathologist. Your treatment will be designed to meet your needs and abilities. Common treatments include speech therapy, learning other ways to communicate, working with family members to find the best ways to communicate, working with an occupational therapist to find ways to communicate at work. Home care instructions. Keep all follow-up appointments. We got a pretty big stretch for that. Make sure you have a good support system at home. The following techniques may be helpful while communicating. Use short, simple sentences. Ask family members to do the same. Sentences that require one-word answers are easiest. My dentures are drying up. Avoid distractions like background noise when trying to listen or talk. Try communicating with gestures, pointing or drawing. Talk slowly. Ask family members to talk to you slowly. Maintain eye contact when communicating. Seek medical care if your symptoms change or get worse, you need more support at home, you are struggling with anxiety or depression, you develop trouble swallowing. And then I noticed at the bottom of the page, they have her middle initial wrong, so all of this is going to a different patient's chart. I didn't notice that until I got home. Lifestyle suggestions. They did not mention stroke. So, it is expressive aphasia. That was her discharge diagnosis. Expressive aphasia. Wait a minute. Discharge to home for self-care. Discharge orders, none. Patient follow-up information. Dr. Kenner, but can't see her until a week from Friday. She has an appointment on the 30th with her heart doctor. Again in November with Dr. Kenner. So, and then just all the medications that they gave her and that she was supposed to take again later on. So we went through all of that, and I did her pill box according to those directions. And made sure she had dinner and took her meds, and so we even went by the housing authority today to get a transfer form to see if she could come over here. My landlord said there's a 2-bedroom here that she can move into. She will hold it for her. What caused the aphasia? I don't know. They did not say she had a stroke. They said the MRI confirmed dementia in the frontal part of the brain, but the paper that describes aphasia said it's the left side of the brain. This is my left, by the way. It might be your right, but it's my left. She has a family history of dementia. Her sister has it. Her mother had it. Her grandmother had it. Doesn't seem to skip a generation. Patti is, or hopefully was, a heavy drinker. She was very, very ill in January with pneumonia, respiratory. We think she had COVID-19 in January before anybody else did. It was like first week of January. Every symptom that is COVID related out there, she had it. Couldn't breathe, all this other kind of stuff, except for they didn't put her on a vent. So, high fever. I appreciate your concern, Brower, but right now I don't want anybody's advice about how I should handle my stress. Thank you. It's my vice, and that's it, and I'm doing it. So, I have to do this my way. I appreciate your love and concern, but okay, so expressive aphasia is caused by a stroke. Thanks for looking that up, Cindy. I will follow up and ask her family doctor when we see her in 2 weeks to look at the scans herself and see if she had a stroke, because that's not what they told us. But we need to know, because her sister wants to know, and her sister's husband wants to know, so he will know the truth. So when the sister with dementia starts her disoriented conversations, he'll know the facts. It just surprised me that with insurance not covering it, we did get a social worker in there. I demanded a social worker. She came in and said she would get on that waiver right away. It might take a month, but she was going to get on that waiver right away. She might be in touch with in-home, aging and in-home services to see what they have available. But see, Patti doesn't get Medicare for 2 more years. A lot of that's Medicare. Medicaid don't cover it. So, and then Donald Trump wants to take everybody's health care away. Said he'd have an announcement in 2 weeks. Sherry, is she going to come out of this? Well, according to that, it says she could, maybe, with speech therapy and all. The doctor says, the neurologist said, it is too old to be reversed. But that's when he said, if she had a stroke. It was too old to be reversed because you have to catch it in the first 24 hours, he said. I know I need to take care of me. I am going to need help. I got to know what only thing right now. Only thing I need help with is, like I said, I need to keep gas in the car. Maybe an occasional lunch for on the road jogging. But if she needs like another pill thing or another thing that the insurance don't cover, I'm calling her sister to PayPal me, or brother-in-law, or who the hell else. I mean, I'll get it, but damn, And then now with the 2-bedroom apartment, I mean, it's right down the hall from me. It's like 3 doors down from me. She says she would hold it for her. I said, maybe September even. She says, I will just tell people it's not available. I got you. And I'm like, are you sure? So now we might even be looking at October move in. But then that's like what it cost me, like $568 to get a moving truck. 4 guys for 2 hours. Well, she's going to need people help packing her up. I mean, I can't buy all those boxes. I can't be going back and forth to the grocery store. I don't have that kind of stamina, people, anymore. The last time we moved her and then moved me, I'm absolutely broken in the stamina department. I'm running on fumes already. I mean, if we could get the boxes and the tape, I'll start help packing up. I mean, she doesn't have near the stuff I have, but she has a lot of like heavy books, and I mean, she has a lot of. I use the things I keep, like all my books. I read my books. I do every night before I go to bed. I pull one out for one reason or another. I sit in the chair and I do some reading. And Patty's a big bookworm. Every book that she has right now, she's already read. She's read them all. So what I do, like with library type books, like entertainment books, science fiction or novels or whatever, after I read them, I donate mine. Yeah, Kim, Indiana does have good Medicaid, but it doesn't cover this for her. And that's really good, Cindy. Cindy has Medicaid and a home health worker. The social worker said they might could arrange a home health worker to come in like 6 hours a week, which would be 3 days, 2 hours of peace or whatever. That would be great. She's got to get that pre-approved. She's got to first get the waiver for the home. Now the home health care is the home health worker covers bathing, grooming, and something else. She needs like a skilled nurse situation to come in and check on her stroke symptoms and do her medication for her, check her blood pressure. Home health worker doesn't do that. Or a home care worker. Home care worker is bathing, grooming, and something else. Cleaning, I think, maybe. Home health worker does like blood pressure, hopefully the medicine checks and stuff like that. And yes, they are. Well, we don't have the referral for a speech and language therapist yet. The neurological, what do you call it? Neuropsych evaluation consultation that we're supposed to get in October. I guess they'll refer us out. But we do have a follow-up appointment with our family doctor, the one that called me to tell me to call an ambulance for her on Monday. That family doctor, we see her not this Friday, but next Friday. Now she can get her referred to a speech and language therapist, and hopefully that can be done in home. We'll find out. I need to write that down. That's a very good thing. Hold on. I've got questions to ask the doctor. Let's see. Questions for Kim. Hold on. Good job. Questions for Kim. What'd you say? Speech and language therapist. Therapist. Referral. In home. Okay. Thank you, Cindy. Or thank you, Broward. Let's see. There are other brain-related issues that can cause expressive aphasia other than a stroke as well. It's caused by a stroke, but the brain remains intact, so that may be why they said it wasn't a stroke. Okay. So I'm learning, just like you're learning, or what? I don't have time to Google right now. I mean, I just came in, made myself a Mountain Dew, played with Austin just a little bit to shake it off. I haven't even read my mail yet today. I just kind of, trying to find a way for me to just wind down. And that means I come and talk to you because you're my therapist. You're my friends. You're my people I can talk to when I don't have anybody else to talk to about these. And all of you that are on this channel, you know Patti. If you don't know Patti, you need to go back to these other videos from the beginning of my channel and check in on Patti. She is a trip. She's so much fun, a joyful, loving, kind person. She is just a joy to be around, and